America First. Today, the Supreme Court passed ruling to uphold the Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare. Their ruling rejects a claim by 18 red states that certain aspects of Obamacare were unconstitutional. Former President Obama, obviously happy about this, tweeting this out after the news came out. Quote, "Now we need to build on the Affordable Care Act and continue to strengthen and expand it. That's what Biden has done through the American Rescue Plan, giving more families the peace of mind that they deserve." Joining me now to talk about this is business and market analyst Seth Denson, also the author of The Cure, a blueprint for solving America's healthcare crisis. And we're going to talk here for a second. Seth, good to see you.
Rob, good to be here, man.
All right, good to have somebody on the set.
I know.
That's nice.
I know.
Your reaction, I mean, I think about a free country, and I just think about a country that can't tell you what to do. Yeah. And in this country, they can force you to buy this health insurance.
They can, and I think that the premise of the decision today, I'm not surprised by it, I'll tell you that much. I think the Supreme Court has been very clear since the beginning. I mean, John Roberts practically wrote the blueprint. Obama administration was adamant it wasn't until it was. Right?
Until it helped them, yeah.
The challenge that those taking the lawsuit had today, though, was they wanted to say that there was a violation of the Commerce Clause, like you're talking about, saying Congress can't tell Americans they have to buy something. John Roberts originally said, well, they can tax. So you had an option. You don't have to buy it, but you can be taxed for not buying it.
Right, that was the penalty.
That's right. Under the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, because of the reconciliation bill, we could eliminate the tax penalty, or actually I should say, we could reduce it to zero. They couldn't remove the wording because it was a reconciliation bill. And so that gave the Supreme Court the ability to say, the tax is still very much there. You can choose to pay the tax. It just happens to be a $0 tax. And I'm from Texas. I like $0 taxes. We get that from an income tax perspective.
Yeah, you do. So. You have a very nice 0% state income tax. I'm very envious of that living here in New York. I pay a hell of a lot more than that. I want to shift gears and talk about inflation here for a second. Recent Trafalgar poll, 39% of Americans blaming President Biden for the rise in inflation. Only 39%? Doesn't that shock you?
Well, it does in a lot of ways, but I would say that the blame needs to go around. But certainly President Biden's been there for 50 years now. Our deficit spending out of Washington is astronomical.
Yeah.
And what the president has done since he's taken office has literally hit the throttle on that. Mm-hmm. And as a result, we have massive liquidity in the system, and we effectively are paying for people to take the summer off. And that's what that's doing, is creating an inflationary period because of supply and demand challenges. So yes, President Biden holds a lot of the blame. He doesn't hold alone, and actually there's some Republicans that need to be on that list too. All the administrations of past have been doing this. But nonetheless,
we've been at 23, 25, 27 trillion, it's whatever. And then finally, it just accelerated really hard.
Yeah.
And explode. The inflation did explode here in just the last few months, and I think it has to be something along the lines of you start throwing around all this money and you start putting these huge bills together in the trillions of dollars of value of money.
Absolutely.
And I think it got real.
And it's the combination of not getting the economy open again, right? The liquidity is one thing, but when you shut down supply, you now have a supply and demand problem. So you have massive liquidity, no supply, those two combined. So the blame is absolutely there to say we did not reopen the economy when we should have. We would have seen a V-shaped recovery. Every indicator is that we would have, but we kept the economy shut down too long, and we continued to pump gas into it. That was flooding the engine of the economic system.
All right. Seth Denson in the flesh from Dallas to New York. Hey, the bars are open now. You can go get a cocktail here at 11 o'clock at night. Good to see you, buddy.